Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about HVAC flow switches, which is a very important devices in the hydronic systems installed in the supply line of the chilled water, which is give signal to the chiller to shut off or to turn on. Before we begin, please subscribe, share and like this video. Subscribe to my channel as well to support in order to get more useful videos in the future. So in our study today, the index including definition of the flow switches, what are the uses of the flow switches, what is the flow definition, what is the functions of the flow switches, how it is operating, what is the consideration, design consideration as well as applicable considerations, what are the types finally. Definition: a flow switch is a device that monitors the flow of air, steam or liquid. It sends a trip signal, either motion, relay, reed switch or pedal signal to the different device in the system. That means it sends a trip signal which taken from the motion or from relay or from reed switch or pedal, which is regularly used. The pedal is most regularly used in the selection of the flow switches. Most of the types coming with the pedal, such as this signal, it is normally go to the pump to turn on or to shut off. The flow switch can indicate to the pump to shut off or to turn on. Some of the general uses are for pump protection, for cooling circuit protection and alarms for too high or too low flow rates. Liquid flow switches can be used for air conditioning, hot water space heating systems, pump systems, water-cooled equipment, blending or additive systems, liquid transfer system, fire sprinkler systems, water treatment systems, swimming pool, chlorination and industrial laser coolant system. Air flow switches can be used to clean room filter systems, duct type heating, exhaust ventilation, ventilating air supply systems and air treatment systems. Here one device which is used in the fire fighting system. It is installed in the zone control area. A water flow detector, commonly produced by system sensor, is an electromechanical device designed to send an alarm to fire alarm panel and or fire department when a continuous flow of water occurs through the fire sprinkler systems, piping from an activated sprinkler head, or leak in the system. So in case in the zone, in the firefighting system, in case there is a leak or any sprinkler operate, any sprinkler head broken and the water flow, so it will detect that there is a flow in this zone and it will run, it will send a signal to the fire alarm system in order to run, which is controlled the control panel of the pump, to run the fire pump, and the water will come to this zone directly to extinguish the fire. Chiller flow switches are a reliable alternative to differential pressure and pedal switches. designed for chiller flow detection, heat exchangers, cooling, and heating loops. It is a single pole double throw SPDT flow switch used to detect and observe the liquid flow rate relay, normally for air adjustment and applications in the field of water supply equipment. Airflow switch, on the other hand, the duct airflow switches is a kind of heating, cooling, and air conditioning equipment which is used to control and monitor air or aggressive gases flow in ducts, chambers, etc. Now the definition of flow. Flow means the physical movement, velocity of liquid, gas, or steam in a pipe that causes a switch to actuate. No flow means a decrease in velocity or sometimes complete stoppage, allowing the switch to revert to the original position. What is the function of the flow switches? The function, measuring flow rate accurately, is critical. This is inferred by calculating the change in dynamic energy or velocity. The velocity is, in turn, is dependent upon the pressure differential that forces the liquid through the conduit or pipe. Since a cross-sectional area of a pipe is constant and known, the velocity is a good indication of the flow rate. Calculating the flow rate must be done as it assists in setting flow switches to a predetermined close function. Here is the operation of the flow switch, how it is operate. So it is either on or off. In case there is a flow, it will trip the signal. It will not trip the signal. In case it is off, there is no flow, it will trip the signal to the chiller or to the equipment to shut off. On the other hand, in the firefighting system, it is the opposite operation actually, because in case there is a flow, it will run the pump on the fire. It will turn on the pump. A flow switch can perform specific functions based on need. For example, it can stop a motor when no flow is present, start a motor when a flow is present, sound an alarm when the flow stops, or shut off an alarm when flow is appropriate. That means the first description or the first sentence is related to the firefighting system. The motor means the pump, the motor of the pump. And the second description, to shut off an alarm or to sound an alarm in case of the chiller. Flow switches perform precise functions based on set requirement. They are capable of stopping a motor when there is no flow, as well as triggering the same motor to run once the flow starts. It can sound an alarm when the flow arrests, and it can turn off the alarm when the flow rate reaches an appropriate level. Since flow switches can play such an integral role in many industries, there are a few important considerations. Now let's go to the considerations. What are the considerations indicate this, the function of the flow switches? For liquid flow, measuring the flow rate is inferred by calculating the liquid's velocity or the change in kinetic energy according to cell enterprise company. Velocity depends on the pressure differential that is forcing the liquid through pipe conduit. Because the pipe cross-sectional area is known, and remains constant, the average velocity is an indication of the flow rate. So the flow rate needs to be determined to set the flow switch to the predetermined close function. So this is the main consideration, is to determine the flow preset. So the preset function will be presetted to the flow switch to indicate the function of the flow switch. What are the types? According to the Intromart website, several different types of flow. You can go to this website and see how many types are there. Simply go to this website and search flow switch, write flow switch types. It will give you multiple types, many types. Several different types of flow switches can be found. A vane operated flow switch utilizes the flow pushing against pedal in the low liquid flow, which is the regular type, this one. When flow drops below preset levels, it triggers according to the site. An internal magnetic coupling and mechanical switch actuation lever which trips the switch. A variable area flow switch uses several methods to activate the switch, which has an internal position. Flow comes into a port, creating pressure against a magnetic puppet. When the flow pressure reaches a set level, the switch closes. An ultrasonic Doppler flow switch is attached to the outside of the pipe. It uses ultrasonic sensors to send an ultrasonic signal when a change in flow detected. This is another type, uses ultrasonic signal. A thermal dispersion flow switch is a probe that measures the difference in temperature of the liquid or gas as it passes sensing elements and triggers a signal when a change is detected. This is there is no pedal in this type, only sensing element. It is different also type of the flow switches. At this point, thank you for attending this video. Please subscribe, like, and share to support this channel to continue. Thank you again. Bye bye.